Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brownwoodz TCG, and we are back at it with another banger video. So, we are back at it with none other than RY Sabo. I'm sure some of you guys saw that I recently built this deck over the last weekend. So, I'm testing it out against my homie right here, Brownwoodz, and he is playing none other than Black Lucci, the top deck in the meta. I figured, I was like, if I'm building a new deck, I want to test it against the best, right? So we actually built this Lucci deck this same day too. We deconstructed a couple different decks and we came together to build it, just so we can test it against the best. I feel like that's how you get better. You have to really, you can't shy from going to locals. You can't shy from playing some of these top decks. I just feel like that's how you get better. So right here, I'm looking at my starting hand. I see two 10-drop shanks, which is no bueno. That is not what we want to see. And I think I end up mulliganing because I do not want those 10 drops this early in the game. I would rather those be any other cards. This Sabo deck list is very interesting. I don't run any 1 cost or 2 costs. Everything is 3 cost or higher. I only have one 3 cost option as well. It's Rush Zoro. And then everything else is 4 costs or above. So it gets a little weird whenever you start the game because you don't have any 1 Don plays, so you're always passing on 1 Don. And then you also don't have any 2 Don plays, so I'm passing on 2 Don as well. But if I had to choose, I would definitely go second when I'm playing this deck. Because, like I said, you pass on 2 Don, and then next turn you're at 4, then you can start getting it cracking. You can start playing some of your 4 drops or Zoro if you have it in hand. So my opponent plays a Spandin. Let's see what he grabs. He grabs the 2K Khalifa. That's not good. He's slowly building up his defensive arsenal. All right. Let's see if he decides to do anything. I don't think he could do anything, right? So he just is going to pass over to us. And then kind of how I just told you guys, I have no 1 Don or 2 Don plays. So as you're going to see, I draw 2 Don and I am going to draw 1 card and pass. So kind of a weird start, right? I'm still debating on if I want to put in any 1 or 2 drop plays. I think maybe when the promo Koala comes out, or even like maybe the Nami. I'm debating on putting her in, but as of right now, 0, 1 or 2 costs. 0, 1 or 2 costs. So my opponent starts it off with a quick 5 to life. I give a 1K counter, and then he sends 5 to life, taking a page out of my book and swinging with the babies. I take life, and then I activate Trigger Lindbergh. Love it. You love to see it. Then I have to trash a card from hand to play Lindbergh, and I trash Rush Luffy. Back to me. Okay, draw 2 Don, draw 1 card. So now we have a Lindbergh on board. We are officially activated. Now this kind of changes my whole game plan. I swing 7 to lead and then KO Spandin with Lindbergh's ability when attacking KO character 3K or less. He takes, then I attach 2 Don to Sabo, swing 7 to lead, activate Sabo ability, place 1 character with 7,000 power or higher on top of your life. That's what I do. And my opponent takes, so bringing him down to a total of 3 life. And we are officially activated, folks. We are playing against Rob Lucci, and sometimes you have to fight dirty. Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. Playing against one of the top decks in the meta, that KOs my board. Well, guess what? I don't have a board. You can't KO my board if I don't have a board to KO. That's a little sneaky trick for you RY Sabo players who want to try playing RY Sabo. You can't get yourself KO'd if you don't have anything on the field to get KO'd. All right. So let's see. My opponent is going to be at 5 Don now. And he swings 5 to my life. And I take. I activate trigger, I play Lindbergh, trash one card from hand. If your leader is multicolored, play this card. Okay. And see what my opponent ends up doing. He can no longer subtract my Lindbergh by 2 because he already attacked with leader. All right. My opponent's kind of going through it right now. He's in a very uncomfortable position. If he does not get rid of his Lindbergh, it is going to go right back to the top of my life. So he plays the Rebecca for 4. He's going to grab one 3 to 7 cost, and he grabs the Who's Who 2K. 2K counter. So now he has 2 2K counters in his hand, and he plays the Brook, and he cannot KO anything. So back to us. We're going to be at 6 Dawn. So now we can get it cracking. Draw 1. Rinse and repeat, folks. Rinse and repeat. 7 to Brook, KO Rebecca with Lindbergh effect. And I show some love to my opponent right there. Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire. So I'm gonna attach 1 Dawn to Sabo. Swing 6 to lead. Then I tap 3 Dawn for Zoro. And I activate leader ability to put Lindbergh on top of my life and give Zoro plus 2K to swing 7 to life. And my opponent activates a Ice Age trigger and KOs my Zoro. So the second part to Sabo's ability, when you put a 7K or higher on top of your life, you give any character on your field plus 2K. So that's what I did right there with Zoro. I put Lindbergh on top of life. I gave Zoro plus 2K. And then swung to life, bring him to bring him down to 2. And once he's at 2, you know what time it is. It's time for the Kid Killer show to come out and play. My opponent swings 6 to life. I give a 2K. I chose to do that because I figured he has a full Dawn setup. He has all his Dawn active, and if I bring Lindbergh out from my life, my opponent can probably KO it. So my opponent plays a Lucci and passes. That has got to hurt. Play Lucci and KO nothing. Wow. So I draw. So we have 2 Satoris, a Kid Killer. And let's see, my opponent has a bunch of cards in hand. Looks like he has 8 cards in hand. So we got to slowly start attacking his life here. 7 cards in hand. So I'm just doing the math right here. I'm seeing what's the biggest bang for my buck that I can do. And I swing 8 to leader. A quick 8. My opponent takes life. And I tap 4. And swing 8 to life again. And I use leader ability to put my Kid Killer on top of my life to protect him from any KOs and pass turn. So, as you guys can see, Rob Lucci is having a very, very difficult time dealing with my whole game plan right now. My opponent can't KO anything if I have nothing on my field to get KO'd. So, hope you guys are taking notes here. Early aggression and not having any board is good against Rob Lucci. So my opponent plays Gecko Moria and plays a Rebecca Spanding, and he grabs that card right there. And then Rebecca's also going to grab a card, and then Rebecca's also going to play a card. This is a nasty combo right here. Oh, I think he opts to not play anything actually. Okay, back to us. Let's see what we opt for this turn. Gonna go ahead and grab 2 more Dawn to bring us up to a total of 10 Dawn, and we top deck a Kid Killer. Wow. My opponent is in for a rough one on this game. So let's see how we play this. So we got a total 10 Dawn, right? So I'm making my opponent think that I have a dragon right here because I put 8 Dawn. I'm trying to throw him off. I swing 7 to leader. My opponent gives me 8. I tap 4 for Sanji. Then I tap another 4 for Kid Killer. Okay. I'm just trying to plan out the specific combo that I was gonna do right here. Because there is a method to the madness. I swing 7 to lead, my opponent gives me the Rebecca. And then I put my Kid Killer on top of my life and give Sanji plus 2k. So Sanji is now a 7k blocker. And that's gonna bring me up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 life. 6 life on my 5th turn. Wow. I bet you guys have never seen a game like this before. Anyways, back to reality. My opponent is facing a pretty crazy situation. You know, I had to take the phone out and document this monstrosity that was going on. Excuse the phone. I had to send this picture into the group chat, or they would have never believed me. So I got 2 2Ks in hand. I got a 7k blocker on my field, and I have 2 Kid Killers on top of my life, waiting to be added to my hand and used on my opponent again. Yeah, my opponent is not in a very, very good spot right now, but it is Rob Lucci, and anything is possible. So let's see what ends up happening here. My opponent trashes 2, swings to life. I take. He swings 6 to life. I give a 2k counter. I don't know. I just did all my opponent like dwindling down my life super fast. Like I said, I'm always showing respect to my opponents. I'm not just assuming that I'm gonna win next turn, right? So my opponent plays a Brook and trashes the Sanji. Very unfortunate. And he doesn't swing with Gecko Moria. He passes. So back to us. I think my opponent didn't swing with Gecko there because he didn't want to give me a second Kid Killer to hit him with 3 potential 7k attacks. It would be 7, 7, 9 if he gave me that last killer. So I swing 8 lead. 9 lead, I'm sorry, he takes life. And then I swing 9 lead. And that is gonna be all she wrote. Wow. My opponent really could do nothing that game. I did what I had to do. You guys seen it right there. Red Yellow Sabo dominates Rob Lucci. All you got to do is play how I played it. When my opponent is trying to KO your board, all you need to do is put your characters on top of your life, and don't go too wide when you're playing against Lucci, because if you're going wide and you're playing multiple characters, he can KO your other characters even though you're putting one of them on top of your life. If you prioritize just trying to focus on having one character on your board and putting that one character on top of your life and recycling, you're not going to let your opponent have any chance to KO your board. And then if you keep all of the other cards in hand, you can use that for counter. So there you have it. That was a crazy game that I had against my opponent right there, and I felt like I just had to post it for all of you Red Yellow Sabo enjoyers and enthusiasts out there, and also, you know, people who want to just try out the deck. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a little bit from this video, and I hope you guys build this deck. I'm gonna leave the deck list in the description so you guys can just copy paste it in Sim, so you guys can just try it out and let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you do try it. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something. Stay tuned. I got some more videos coming along. I got some Red Green Law. I got some more Red Yellow Sabo, and of course, always gonna have that dragon coming. Appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.